How's it going, my fellow creators? My name is Roger. Welcome to Woodpecker Crafts and Builds. Today I want to show you this van that I just finished building. Check it out. All right, so let's talk about this van. The client requested 3 specific things. He wanted it to be spacious, he wanted a passenger seat in the back, and he wanted a Murphy bed. So this is the setup we came up with. And let's start off here. This is the storage section. So at first I was thinking about building the bed here. Started right here where my foot is, where this line is. I started building it here. And then the client requested it to go back more because he wanted a little bit more space. And it came out great with this amount of space that we have. The only thing that it hindered is the amount of storage. So the storage had to be a bit smaller since the van kind of goes in the angle as it goes up. So these are about 8 inches to 9 inches in storage here. So we have 4 of them there. And they're all built with undermount drawers. Then we have this cabinet here. A little bit of storage up top. And this part on the bottom is the electrical. The Murphy bed folds down here and lands on top of this counter. At first, with that space that I was planning on designing it with, we would have had enough to be able to flip the bed and make it hit all the way to the corner to make it extend a bit more. But by making it so close to the wall, we didn't have space to store the mattress inside while it's closed. So we made it only as big as the counter when it hits the counter here. Still pretty good. It's bigger than a single bed, and it came out great. So I'll show you everything else, and then we'll go to the Murphy bed last so you can see it. So now let's go back to the sink here. This is the sink section. There is a switch here to turn the sink on. And this is powered by a 35-gallon tank that's over the wheel well and a 12-volt pump that pulls the water out. We have a little bit of water in there right now. A little bit of water, that's how it works. It also works as a shower head, and he could pull it outside. The reason for getting it close to the door here is so he could put it outside. And this just drains down into a 6-gallon jug under the sink, under here. A little bit of space under there so he could store anything else that he wants. But very basic as far as this plumbing goes. And then over the wheel well, we have that 35-gallon tank. which is under here. A little hard to see, but you can see it there. And then above it and up top, I use the space up for some storage, some drawers. We have a smaller one here, a deeper one up top. We have the lock mechanism. All of it is undermount drawers, drawer slides, so you can't see the mountain here. Soft close as well with the locking mechanism, so it stays in place. Same thing on this one. Undermount drawers. I really like the undermount drawers. The Bloom undermount drawers are really good. And then this is the toilet section. So we have the Nature Heads toilet here, and it is connected to the power to make the fan work. And then you have the outing of the fan right there on that corner, which allows the air to circulate. It doesn't smell in here and works really well. And then this one, to use it, you take this top off and you bring it over on the side. And then you would use it like that. Let me come right here. You use it like that. Brand new. So all this stuff's still in there. And this comes completely out if they need to remove it or clean it. There's little knobs on the sides that allow it to come completely out. So that's the Nature Heads toilet. There's a little vent right there on the corner for the fridge. That vent there is for the fridge. And then I have a vent on the other side. Now I had to make this completely come off like the other Ford Transit van that I made. And this is just because the van goes in a slant as it goes up, so it can't really go this way, wouldn't work. This way wouldn't really work. So that's the way that I set it up. And then we have the Bodega fridge here. I haven't really put it to cool yet. I just powered it up yesterday. So this one has the freezer and it has the refrigerator compartment. And this is that passenger seat. So the client really wanted something that he could sit and work on a little bit and also carry some passengers in the back. So the way that this works, it's bolted to the ground with a plate underneath that holds it in place. And this allows it to be really stable and really strong. So then you just press this knob down, bring it down, and then you lift this up. And let me get by. And then you have the seat there. And then we have this table that you just pull it up. And you got the table. And we have a 120 volt outlet here where he could charge his cell phone. It has the USB-C port and a regular USB port. And yeah, this is the table here. At first we were thinking about making that passenger seat swivel, but he didn't want that swiveling at the moment. We do have the passenger seat right next to it that does swivel. So then you could turn that one around. Let me turn it around real quick. I know that one's kind of tough to see, but let's see. Get up. Turn it around. Yeah, so then they could sit across from each other and hang out. It's cool, right? All right, so that's the swivel. Okay, so now let me close this up and then I'll show you the rest. Okay, so let's talk about these cabinet drawers here. So you have a little bit of storage here. I like the size that we built it this way. If it was like I was planning on building it in the beginning, it would have probably came out to about here. And it would have been great because it's deeper storage, but it would have been more chance of people hitting their head. I rounded it out the corners here just to keep that a little bit safer as well. And here's the Victron screen that tells you about the electrical and the power consumption. And then on the bottom here, you have all the electricals. And the way that this works is you pull the doors completely out. I made it this way for the doors to come completely out, just so whenever you want to maintain it, which you need to maintain every 3 months or so, depending on how much you drive, you should keep it, you know, nice and tight, all the nuts and bolts. And so I wanted it to be completely open like this so you could have access to it. There is two 300 amp hour batteries, two 300 amp hour lithium batteries. There is also 600 watts of solar panels on the roof. You could also charge it DC to DC, which means as he's driving it, he's also charging it. And I also have the temperature control on this section here. Whenever it gets up to 75 degrees, the fans turn on and start blasting out the air to cool the area down. The vent, it has a vent on that side on the door, and it pulls it from that way and brings the hot air out this way. So in the summertime, it gets really hot here in Florida. On the winter time, as temperatures get below 75, this fan is going to be off most of the time. So I got some help I built this system with some help from my friends at eMarine System. Shout out to them. They're really great. They guided me through this whole process here, and I'm happy that we got it done. So that's that there. The doors go back on. So I'll put these doors on, and then we'll talk about you know, insulation and other parts. Okay, so this whole van is insulated, all of the walls and doors with Thinsulate. There's also automotive carpeting on the walls, as well as on the trimming and on these areas here. On this section, we're planning on maybe building some cabinets here, but the client wanted it to be as spacious as possible. He was not that concerned with storage. He was more concerned with space. There's still plenty of storage on that side, on this side here. So he's gonna test that out and see how it goes. And if he wants, if he feels like he needs it in the future, he said he'll reach back out. But I'm glad there's still space for it in case we need to add that section. All right, so here goes the bed. Let me show you how this works. You pull this section up, and then you pull that pin, bring it down, pull this up a little bit, and then just keep bringing it down. I have to bring the mattress up a little bit to get it out in the front. And it's on springs, so it moves really easily. It's not as heavy as it would seem because it's on springs on both sides. And these springs are made for Murphy beds. So this is it. It's a little bit, I think it's 40 inches long, a little bit bigger than a twin bed. You can sleep comfortably up here. And you still have that space. You know, at night you can drop it down. AC is going to be right on top of you, which is needed. As you can see, it's freaking hot right now in Florida. So AC is going to be right on top as they sleep, which helps a lot as well to cool the place down. Velit AC is really good. I've used it on previous vans and it works really well, especially at night. Yeah, so that's how that goes. Yeah, so let me bring it. To bring it up, you need to get this one and tuck it in. Oh, there's also an AC. I know you can't see it from there, but there's an AC outlet back here, a 120 volt outlet here, so you can charge your cell phones. It also has a USB-C port here, and that way when they're sleeping in the bed, they could just plug their phone up and have it charging there. So to bring it back up, I bring this up like this so it could fall into the back. And I lift it up and it falls back there. And the reason why I had to do this, since we had to make it a little bit narrower to get more space. That's the pin there. It's on a little spring. Okay, so then you close this back up and you have the bed done. The windows, he gave me the van without windows, so we put windows in as well. These two and the passenger over here. So that gave it a little bit of light. I'm glad he got the one that was tinted, so it gave it some more, it gave it some light, but still kept some privacy going. When you look from the outside, you can't see inside, so it came out great. So I'm glad we put those windows in. That's it. And then we have, this is not a Max fan. He purchased this fan. I forgot the name of it, to be honest with you. I'll leave the link down below. But it works very similar to the Max fan. But it's not a max fan, it's another one. So this allows the air to circulate a little bit. All right, that was the tour of the van. If you would like to have your van custom built, reach out to me. I'm gonna leave my website here as well as on the description. You can send me an email, call me, however you'd like to reach me and get your van done. Now don't forget to subscribe, like, share, or whatever.